welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of January 24 to January 30th. Okay, we're going to start off by selecting the oracle message for your final guidance, and we will interpret that at the end of your reading, Capricorn. Okay. For Capricorn, please. What is the highest guidance for Capricorn? Okay, we will save that for the end of your reading. And we are going to dive right into the tarot cards to see what messages we have for Capricorn as they move through their week. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Let's get started here. Ooh, right away, Six of Pentacles. Okay, Capricorn, you're coming into balance after a time of perceived loss and lack. Things are coming into balance here. And there's the Chariot. So 6, 7, yeah? You're moving in order here. Things are moving in a pattern. I feel like things are picking up momentum. Last week we saw Capricorn feeling defeated and not knowing why, but it was just this negative thinking. Could have been that Venus in retrograde, could have been Mercury in retrograde. I feel like this week we are getting into balance, Capricorn, and making some movement here. Another 7 of Cups. So you're getting into balance in the material world, getting your ducks in order, if you will, and sort of feeling like you're standing on solid ground. You're making some choices about balance and movement. And then it's almost like you're going to get some offers, some emotional offers that aren't really your thing anymore. Yeah. And it's almost like it's coming in to see if you're going to be tempted down a path that used to call you. You know, you used to resonate with a lot of these options, but it's almost like you're going to be this King of Wands here, and you're going to create the movement where it fits with your vision. I feel like you've changed since these cups first came on the scene. You know what I mean, Capricorn? It's almost like in the last 2 or 3 years, you've really changed. And you know, that 9 of Pentacles is in reverse here, and I feel like it's in reverse because some of these options that are coming in, I can't help but think that they're trying to tempt you away from the sort of the peace you've created for yourself and the self-sufficiency. And I feel like you seeing these makes me think that you must have endured some stuff in the past. And some of these past things, yeah, there's the 3 of Cups in reverse. That's what it felt like. It really felt like relationships that were not as they appeared. And I kind of feel like some of these relationships are associated with the 7 of Cups here. We're going to clarify these cards, but it really feels like you're getting yourself into a new direction, and something from the past is trying to get your attention again. But man, it was rough. These options are coming from a place where, yeah, I mean, I feel like you need to almost internally forgive, and maybe you already have, maybe you've already done that, but it's, I don't know, I almost feel like this energy wants you back. That's what it feels like with that. And there's that 8 of Wands in reverse. So it's like it's moving quickly towards you, but I don't think you trust it because, yeah, you've healed from it and you've closed that chapter. You've closed that chapter and you've gotten distance from it. So it's not as meaningful, but it's still calling out to you. Like there's these emotional options still sort of have an effect on you, but I feel like you know deep down that nothing there serves you, and that you're moving ahead. It's almost like even the way the cards, the King of Rods is examining those cups and saying, I don't think so. I don't think so. Those used to be meaningful to me. Everything in, each of those cups used to represent something very meaningful, but no more. No more. It's not that you have any grudges, but you're certainly not running backwards. I feel like you're moving forward. And right beneath the King of Rods, we see the World card. And I feel like you've wrapped up, yep, 10 of Cups in reverse. You've wrapped up some stuff that, on the surface, it seemed like it was going to be your happily ever after, but it wasn't. It just wasn't, Capricorn. And I feel like there is a strong pull for you to re-engage with this old dynamic that didn't bring you to emotional fulfillment. I feel like it brought you to a lot of pain, and it led to your awakening. I feel like this storyline had a purpose, but I don't think you need to go back to it. I feel like it's calling your name though, and it's interesting. I wonder if you're feeling like, yeah, interesting. Emperor in reverse falling out to clarify that Six of Pentacles. I feel like you're redefining things, and that this masculine Aries energy in the Emperor, I feel, instead of like, you've got to take the lead. And I think you're waiting, right? Like when I see the Emperor in reverse, it makes me think of a hesitant leader, right? Like that you're really coming into balance, and you're shifting your balance here. You're moving your inner compass so that it's directed towards you. I feel like you're refocusing things away from all the distractions, right? Like away from these 7 cups, and away from these false friends, and away from... And it's almost like a part of you is hesitating to fully take the lead. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's really interesting, because there's the Emperor, there's the Chariot. It just makes me think that you hesitate, Capricorn. But I feel like the path you're on is relatively new. Hanged Man, yeah. This is landing on the Chariot, so it's like you do trust in divine timing, but it's new to you. This process of being a leader in your own world and focusing on yourself as opposed to focusing on everyone else, I think is new for you. For the Capricorns listening, or if this is resonating for you, I feel like your patterns up until now have really not been putting the focus on yourself. You've been putting the focus on the people around you, supporting others, service to others. But this is the first time I feel like you're doing something independent for yourself. I almost feel like you've started your own business, or you're creating your own business. You're a new entrepreneur, and you're starting to realize some dreams here, and I think the Emperor's in reverse because it's still a challenge for you to walk away from things that are, these 7 cups. Like you still feel a little trapped by the memories, right? And a part of you still at that Page of Swords level thinks about whether or not to go back to some of these 7 cups, and wouldn't it be, but it will lead to you being trapped again. You know that if it'll be good at first, you'll feel like, okay, I don't have to be the one in charge of myself here. I can take the lead from someone else. And that feels a little bit, it's interesting. It's almost like it feels a little bit less risky if someone else is in charge. But I'm sort of feeling like you're keeping it to yourself. You're not really telling the other people involved with these options exactly what you're up to, because you don't want you just, it's almost like you just want to keep it close to your chest right now. I almost feel like a part of you feels like if you give in to those options, you're going to get trapped again. And so you don't even want to talk to them about this new stuff you're doing, because you're protecting your energy, right? And there's the Ten of Swords again, and it's falling on the King of Rods. That's exactly what I was thinking. As the King of Rods is looking at those 7 cups, he's like, there's no way we're going back to that. It led to this, and it taught us a lot, but we don't need to go back and learn this same lesson again, because it was a really painful lesson, and we learned it already. We went down that path all the way last time, and we learned the lesson. Now, that 9 of Pentacles in reverse, I really feel like that's you needing to really watch the boundaries around these people in the 3 of Cups. Yeah, because I feel like they trigger you to feel like you're not enough. So if those false friends are triggering you to feel like you're not enough, I feel like there's manipulation here. I feel like they're trying to manipulate you to say you're nothing without us. You need to come back. You belong with us. And then, but they're the same people that really hurt you. And there's the 3 of Cups. Yep, reinforcing it. 3 of Cups in reverse on the 3 of Cups in reverse, which solidifies it for me. These are false friends. You know, there's something from the past trying to get your attention, Capricorn, and it's not serving you. It's not serving you, and it's almost like you're not listening to your intuition, right? When this is in reverse, and look what comes out to clarify it. The same card upright. Listen to your intuition. You're not wrong about this. You're not wrong about this, Capricorn. I feel like there's something from the past trying to get your attention and trying to manipulate you into thinking that you can't move on without me. How can you go on without me? And yet them hurting you might have been the best thing in the world, because I don't think you will go back. You learned the lesson of this 10 of Swords, and it was a valuable lesson. I think it actually led to part of your sort of new path, in the sense that it showed you that you have to focus on yourself, that you can't put your focus completely on others, that service to others is a wonderful attribute, but it can't be everything. What about like the person serving those others? You have to look for you too. And I feel like that is what's coming in here, is that you're rising from this 10 of Swords, or you did rise from this 10 of Swords, and now you're seeing that beautiful sunrise, and you know that that chapter is over. You know that. You finished that chapter. It's done. And you're moving away from it even more now. I feel like you're moving away from it even more now, because you're not only recognizing that you don't need to go back, but that I think you're starting to feel like there's some manipulation here. On the World card, we see the Chariot and the Judgment card. So yeah, you're starting to understand the reason for all of the stuff that has happened so far, and you're receiving sort of the truth about it. The karma, right? The judgment is coming through to show you that, I feel when seeing the Chariot here, is that you're going to create a lot of movement for yourself here. You might move completely. You might move away from that chapter and release it completely. You might physically move away from some energies here and like move. I feel like you're on the go here, and you're going to be in balance and connected very strongly to your intuition as you make these choices of balance and direction and movement. And I don't think there's any looking back. I think you're leaving these people behind on the shorelines. You've gotten in the boat, and you're off. You're off to new landscapes. You're off to new. And Four of Swords, I feel like you're doing all of this sort of with deep contemplation. You know, you're putting things to rest mentally, right? Four of Swords, you're putting things to rest mentally, and you're getting distance from them because that chapter is finished. You didn't find emotional fulfillment there, my friend. You really didn't. You couldn't envision a future there. You couldn't. It didn't. That wasn't why you were there. You weren't there to stay. You were there to learn and come back, right? Too many opposing forces where you were. And it's not about suffering, right? Suffering does teach us, but we don't need to dwell in suffering, right? What's on the bottom of this deck? Eight of Pentacles. So you're working hard on your craft. You're working hard. You're putting in a lot of effort, or you need to be. If you're still sort of feeling the energy from last week where you feel discouraged, I don't think so by the looks of this reading. But to me, if you are, then it's time to sort of be persistent, determined, add effort into what it is that you want to achieve, right? Inspired action and taking, conscious effort to realize what it is that you're working on is what I see here. Now let's see what crystal angel message you received that we picked at the beginning of your reading. Emeralds, beautiful. Ceremonies and celebrations. It is an important, it's a time of important life passages such as wedding, birthday, graduation, or anniversary. Emerald, interesting. Perhaps that's why the past is calling your name, because of an anniversary of a celebration that was a few years ago this time of year, or last year this time, or someone's birthday, or maybe it was a wedding anniversary. Or this is interesting. That could be why you're experiencing sort of this call from the past, right, to bring you in. Something that didn't serve is trying to come back and get your attention, perhaps because there was a celebration at this time and they're sort of trying to remind you of that. The other energy I'm feeling from this for you is abundance with the emerald, and the idea that you will have a lot to celebrate. You will have a lot to celebrate, Capricorn, and that you're working on it. I feel like you're really taking the lead on something, even though taking the lead feels a little funny for you right now. I feel like if you keep connecting with your intuition and sort of following your instincts about what resonates and what doesn't, and to get distance and heal things that no longer are a part of your present timeline, to just put them, in the past where they belong, sort of, and just take the lessons. It's an interesting reading for you, Capricorn. Wow, those 2, 3 of Cups in reverse. I can't help but think that there are some people around that aren't, that they're just not as they appear around you. And I feel like you already are aware of this. I feel like you know this, but you might not be speaking about it. I think you're keeping it to yourself with that Page of Swords. But you know what? You don't need to speak about it. You just need to act on it, right? It's not about what you say. It's about what you do at the end of the day here, Capricorn. Wow. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, you can find my website in the description below, and all the readings that I offer are there. And as always, thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing, and we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Have a great week.